Yo, Triple Eight Mega Hit Bad Deck Enthusiast, and today I'm here with a very new and expensive deck. I'm talking about Scareclaw. This deck is very fun and underrated, and we're lucky to have it at the power level it's at this moment. I'm going to show you guys the deck list as well as some duels. We'll be collapsing duels in Diamond. We're still climbing to Diamond 1. I feel like this deck can make it there. But first, if you're still watching or if you've been here before, even if you're new, please like and subscribe. It will help me out a lot, as well as motivate me to make more content, share more awesome decks with you guys. Also, let me know in the comments below if there are any decks in the new pack or anything at all you want to see my take on. Now, let's get started with the deck list. Yeah, so this is my take on the deck. It's pretty pure at most, and I didn't spend a single dollar on it. So what I did was I used the new battle pass and I maxed it out, as well as the event, the anti-spell festival event. I played that and I used the gems from that and the battle pass to build the deck. It's pretty cool. My understanding is that you want to have every Scareclaw name because you kind of need two of them to get started, as well as 4-month skipper is just a good starter also. It gets you into your Prowler Exceed, as well as copies the name for Scareclaw Lightheart to add your field spell. So it's kind of like a +3. But other than that, yeah, there's a lot of flu in the ladder, so Godala is pretty good. Also, turning it to defense mode with your Tryhard will allow you to punch over it at 1600 defense. It's not that big. As far as the extra deck, Baguska is a mainstay. I hardly ever summon Zeus. Lingaribo is good if your Foreman Skipper gets impermed. You can still go into Lingaribo, Parallel Exceed. I don't think you can play much after that, but you know, it is what it is. Nightmare Phoenix is good, but a lot of times you'll want a Link 2 that points backwards. So we're playing Masquerena and we're playing Alsa in Dark. Alsa you can make with any of Scareclaws other than Reichheart or Lightheart, and Dark you can make with Reichheart and Lightheart. So yeah, they come in handy. Yoink your Max C from your opponent's graveyard or the DPE or whatever, and just go to work. Unicorn comes up, Griffin also comes up, but Tryhard is your main bread and butter. You want to make this as fast as possible. There's a world where I play a third Lightheart because it has come up where I didn't have it. But other than that, this is the deck. The 2 Called by the Grave is a staple. I took them out, I missed them, I put them back in. You get space for hand traps by playing the deck pure. So we're playing triple Ash, playing triple Imperm, and I was playing more hand traps, but what happened was it wasn't enough. You don't get the right hand trap at the right time. I tried to play Nibiru. Wiping your own board feels very bad in this deck. You don't want to get named at all. Can't really play around it too much. You can, but like your best plays don't play around it, so it is what it is. But this is probably one of the best cards in the deck, Scareclaw Splash. You search it with your right card, you flip it up in your opponent's draw phase, and it's an Omni Negate as long as you have an extra deck Scareclaw monster in the extra monster zone. So it could be Lightheart or most likely Tryhard. You put it in the extra monster zone, you flip up your Splash in the draw phase, and then when your opponent tries to get rid of your monster, now they can't. Battle's pretty good. I tried to play it at more than 1, but yeah, 1's fine. It target effect negation, as well as it's a big boost if you're going for game. So I think what this deck is missing is a way to recur cards from the graveyard. But other than that, it's pretty good. So you have your regular monsters. Astra, what he does is he'll allow you to attack multiple times per number of Scareclaw monster in defense position. I think with different names, I'm not sure. Yeah, with different names. So the max you'll ever get is probably 4, but 3 is enough. 2 is enough sometimes. Astra will boost you for 300 for each defense position monster you control, which can be almost 5 a lot of the times. And Bellone gives you piercing damage. I call this one Little Big Head because obviously he is a little big head. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He searches your field spell, link 1. So any of these guys start your plays, so you maxed out on them. So with that and Reichphobia, you're playing a total copy of a lot of starters. But to get to Link 3, you still need at least two. You need at least two guys in your hand, which can be a problem sometimes, but it is what it is. We're playing Dimensional Barrier, just because it's an auto win against certain decks like Sword Soul and Despia. I wouldn't say auto win, but it helps. It helps a lot. But this could be anything. You don't have to play this. But I've seen moderate success since I put it in, so I'm telling you guys about it. Underworld Goddess has only come up once. Nightmare Griffin is a good follow-up because your tryhard points backwards, and you usually go through the splash on your opponent's first turn. So in your follow-up, you can summon Nightmare Griffin, point to the tryhard, add back the splash, and draw a card, and cut your opponent off from any non-link special summon the monster effects. So, like, usually you'll start your first turn, and you'll end on Tryhard and Baguska if your hand's good, or just Tryhard and Splash if your hand's decent, or just Tryhard if your hand's bad, or nothing if or Lightheart if your hand's really bad. But you know, other than that, the deck's pretty cool. I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay. Let me know in the comments below if there's like any ways to edit or moderate this deck. I tried going second. Didn't really like it too much. There's too much variance in going second. Can't prepare for everything. There's a lot of cheese decks on the ladder too. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. And I'm gonna show you guys some duels. Let's get to it. So this duel was the very first duel I had since I finished farming the deck. It took me about 2 days to farm this deck. Maybe even a little longer. I would say maybe 2.5 days. But yeah, we're up against Branded Blue Eyes. I didn't know that at the time. I also didn't know how to play this deck at the time. But yeah, let me just show you guys what happened. So we're going second, which now that I know it's pretty strong, but at the time, I'm kind of torn. Going second is okay, but usually your opponent has more than enough to handle your stuff. So going first is a little bit better in my opinion. He ends on Jet. We stopped him from searching Branded Fusion. That's fine. I'm no longer playing Maxi. So we failed spell for Astra. Normal to Astra. Special Belone. He's going to go Branded in red. We have Maxi. It is what it is. He probably should have went double monsters for Chimera. But he's greedy, so he wanted to draw a card. We rip into Vsauce. Dramaturge is going to summon. We draw Ash. Another Jet. So double Jet. We ripped in the Skipper. Now we summon Little Big Head. Little Big Head will search Field Spell, but Dramaturge with a gate. And that's his fault, because if they already search with the Field Spell's hard once per turn. In that sense, you don't want to stop Little Big Head. He doesn't do anything else except get you the Field Spell. My hand's full. That was a bad negate. You know I'm going to make Tryhard. I don't know why you negated that. But honestly, you don't have any time to negate Tryhard. As soon as he hits the field, everything's in defense mode. So you can negate him after that. Actually, he's unaffected. So yeah, there's no time to negate with Dramaturge, I guess. Little Big Head would summon himself. Now we make the Tryhard, and instantly everybody's in defense. Stop, freeze, get in defense mode. Alright, summon back the Belone and then search. Acro gives everybody a boost. I am really addicted to drawing extra cards in this game. It doesn't matter what deck I play. If there's a monster or a card that will allow me to draw a card, I have a problem, and I just do that, even when it's not optimal. So we went out of our way to go right heart to draw and add. And we didn't rip in anything extra, but unaffected. We're unaffected. You're in defense mode. Get clapped. 72. Another 72. We attacked the Blue Eyes Jets on purpose, just so that he would know he had no chance. And let's get to the next duel. So once again, we're going second. This time it's against Virtual World. Virtual World's a very underrated deck at the moment. It always had a little bit of consistency issues, but like other than that, there's no real hits to the deck. True King of All Calamities isn't real. You should have never been playing that card to begin with. There's so many other cool things you can do with this deck that people just don't do. And so we're going up second, which will allow them to set up their board a little bit. Imperm doesn't really do too well against the deck, but we're playing the Nibiru at this point. This is before I took it out. So let's get to it. He's going to go into Emergence. So I thought it was Sword Soul. But Taya, it's a pretty good starter for Virtual World. You go into Emergence, and then you make that 9, and you get into your Shen Shen. Taya will then mill a card. Set the Long Yawn. I'm guessing he's going to add it back at some point. He's doing Virtual World stuff. This Impermanent hand is kind of dead. There's nothing we could do. So what we're going to do is just nothing, honestly. I was kind of scared of him going into... What's the name? Otomaya Zoken. But I don't even think he tried. He didn't even try. He's just doing his plays. M7. Add back the Long Yawn, I guess. Nope. Add back Taya. Banish 3 for Protoss. And then we nib him. So honestly, if I didn't have the nib right here, he probably would have Protoss called Dark. And that kind of messes this deck up. We have Tryhard, which is dark. We have Reichheart, which is dark. And Little Big Head is dark. So those 3 of our main monsters are dark. So we had to nib them there. But we also had Imperm. So we could have just Impermed him, I guess. He sets a card, which I assume is Chuche. And we rip into Parallel Exceed. Reichphobia gets us Reichheart. Reichphobia. Alright, we're going to add a rival here. And I could have started a different way. I didn't have to use that. But once again, this was early before I kind of knew how to play the deck. And we're just clicking buttons. Go Acro. Go Astra. Try Hard. Parallel Exceed. So another thing is that Tryhard has a lock. It locks you into Scareclaw monsters when you use its effect to summon from the grave and add a card to your hand. So if you want to make any non-Scareclaw summons, you have to do it at this moment before you activate the Tryhard's effect. So we pop the card, but he pops our field spell, so we can't pop the card because that's how continuous cards work. And we're going to make our IP Masquerena. Then we're going to make our Nightmare Phoenix. And we're going to get rid of the Imperm because it's not good against Virtual World. And draw a card. Now we're going to summon back the guys. Can't get over this, so we're just chilling. Then he goes into the, what's that? King Long. Adds a card. We're just going to go Griffin right here. I don't think they play any Link monsters. So, yeah. Too bad. Discard. Get back our Imperm. Draw a card. He can't attack us if he wanted. Now he can't activate his monster effects, so it's all good. What is it? I think it's special summon non-linked monsters can't activate. And we didn't leave an arrow for him, so unless he plays a link monster, he's out of luck. Cheng Ying won't do anything. Jensen's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We'll just Imperm the Cheng Ying. Anyway, to get the boost back, we're gonna add our Reichheart. We're gonna pop a card, and he's going out of here. Yeah, this duel, he could have done more. It could have been a lot worse for us, but we had the Nibiru. I'm still kind of iffy on Nibiru. I'm not sure if we should be playing it or not. I keep taking it out and putting it back in. So let me know if you guys like Nibiru right now or not. So this next duel is against everyone's favorite deck, Numeron. And this is with the current iteration of the deck, as you can see with the dimensional barriers there. We didn't open up too well, but let's get to it. So we're going first, and it's against Numeron, and it just so happens that we don't have anything. Because it's Numeron anyway. But we have dimensional barrier, so the moment we get an idea that my opponent's on Numeron, we're going to activate it. Because, why not? So we end on this, which isn't anything. I probably should have left that monster in the graveyard to play around Lava Golem, but we got Lava Golem. So the moment I get Lava Golem, I assume it's Numeron or Grand Maju. You go to wipe my back row. It's probably Numeron or Grand Maju. Grand Maju likes to go into Numeron Dragon and Dingirsu, and Numeron also goes into just straight Numeron. So Xyz is a good call, and he doesn't do anything, which kind of confirms it's Numeron. We rip into Godala, which is nothing. We take 1,000, but we're still going to keep playing. Reichheart into Arrival, I believe. Ash, so Reichheart into nothing. So we'll just make a get in for 45. Make another little big head. Add another field spell. No, we go into Nightmare Phoenix instead. I'm gonna wipe your back row. And it's Called by the Grave. Which, I guess. We have another D barrier, so we'll just set that. And we're gonna end our turn. Once again, we called XCs and he did nothing. He wiped our back row. Next turn, he wipes our back row again. We're gonna call XCs again. Like, I don't know why you thought that we wouldn't call XCs. But we rip it to right card. Right card gets a rival. And that's it. Numeron's a bad deck. Please stop playing it. It sucks. It's a cheap win. Don't do it. So this is the last duel I'm going to show you guys. And it's against everyone's favorite deck, Floowandereeze. Raise your hand if you hate Flu. I know my hand is up very high right now. Let's get to it. We're also going second again. I do think going second produces better replays. However, with this deck, I do prefer to go first. Just because you can make a board that's pretty not easy to out. So let's get to it. We're going second, and usually I had Lancey in the deck, which I would activate right here, which stopped Flu pretty good. But we took it out, so yeah, too bad. But what I do have is double Godarla. Godarla's really good because it's a wind monster, so when they end on the stupid wind statue, you can still just play the game, which is what they don't want to see. They don't want to see you play the game. Floowandereeze players are like those kids with the Cheeto dust on their fingers, and they just like clicking buttons, but they don't really care what you're doing. They're just gonna click buttons, and I guess that's okay. There's a space in the world for people with Cheeto dust on their fingers. But yeah, so we're gonna go draw into our third Godarla because we're playing 3. Get rid of the Bear statue, normal summon. He's going to play the game a little bit on my turn. And I guess, honestly, this was a misplay for me. Because, like, if he would have went into Ryza, we would have trouble here. But he didn't. So, it is what it is. This is Diamond gameplay, by the way. Top tier Diamond gameplay. He's going to go into Apex Avian. And because he didn't go into Ryza and get rid of our monster, we can summon more monsters. So we go Lightheart. Didn't activate the effect because I didn't want him to get rid of the Lightheart. So we go Reichheart to bait out the Avian. Summon our own Godarla and then go into Tryhard. So the good thing about Tryhard is your opponent does not get an opportunity to activate anything before they go into defense mode. So they just go to defense mode. We don't know what his back row is. Don't care. M-Pen, we're not affected by M-Pen. Get out of here. Now we can activate our effect because the M-Pen's off the field. And we get our Search, so we get our Astra and our Acro. Now we're big boys. And that's all because we didn't activate Little Big Head's effect. Get back to defense mode. What do you thought this was? You're on punishment. So he's going to go activate his field spell. Get into defense mode. We don't know what his back row is, by the way. I assume that they're all Mirror Force. No, not Mirror Force. Mirror Force would actually be good here. But you know, something that's just not useful. We ripped it to Parallel Exceed. We just summoned it specifically so it could go to defense mode. And now we're gonna add and summon that. Belone. He's gonna droll me here, but what's droll? We're already done. 6,000 attack, piercing damage, triple attack. Get out of here, Flunder. I hate that deck so much. I know I have a video on it, but I'm still not a fan of it. The deck is pretty cheap. Rip Barrier Statue, it's gone. They banned it. I'm happy. Let's go. So once again, here's the deck list. Please like and subscribe or comment if you like this deck, or even if you're interested in building it. I plan to build all the Vsauce decks, so that includes Terra Elements when it comes out, Cash Terra when it comes out next year or next 2 years or whatever. And yeah, we're gonna play different variants of Scareclaw. Maybe try out Tri-Brigade. I'm not a fan of Tri-Brigade as a deck. Why? Because when this game first came out, that was all you would see, and it gave me like PTSD or something. But yeah, this is my deck. You can take out the Godarlas. You can play Lancia. You can play what else is pretty good here? Veiler. Probably Bell. Bell's pretty good, I guess. Because they'll try to call by the grave you when you try to summon from the grave, and then you can negate that, I guess. Max C is always good, but I'm just not a fan of it most of the time because it could be another card when you draw it, and a lot of times your opponent has the out for Max C, so why play it? They're just giving them a card to stop you. Usually when you have max seed, you don't have anything else going on, and so you try to max seed to get into something, and then they say no, and then you lose. So whatever. You can play Pink. Pink is Earth, so I guess that's synergy. It's also a special summon and a pop. Pink is pretty good, but I guess what you have to really decide is if you want to go first or second. If you want to focus more on Vsauce being a tuner, because then you can play cards like Baron the Floor. Or if you want to focus more on just controlling the field, which is why I'm playing a second Splash. I was only playing one at first. But I really like this card. This being an Omni Negate is pretty strong. And being a trap card is also pretty strong going first, because you can search it, you can set it, you can flip it up. And then you can react to your opponent trying to get rid of your tryhard, which is what they're going to do. Because if they don't do it, they can't play the game. So that's it. Let me know if you guys like the deck. Other than that, also, I don't know what else is coming next. Maybe Dragon Link or anything like that. So yeah, please like and subscribe. I know I said it twice, but it'll mean a lot to me. I'm out of here, and remember, if it works for me, it can work for you. Peaces.